Let me see. I'm off Facebook.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah, I see you live.
All right, Coolio. Sorry we're a bit late on the podcast tonight, guys. Came across some um,
Technical
technical
difficulties.
difficulties. We'll get started within the next minute. Just make sure get all comfortable and make sure everything's running all Gucci like. All right.
All right.
All right, cool. All right. Make sure everything's running all smooth. Everything's all good.
So true.
So for the time being, my podcast will be looking like this, just for the time being, just because of limitations right now. I'll get some better recording equipment soon, but this will be the current format for the podcast. So I apologize if anything is distracting you all. So, once again, welcome to the Neon Podcast, Episode 1. My name is Neon Penalba. I hope you're all doing well. Before I introduce myself, I'd like to have these guests introduce themselves to everyone that is watching the podcast. So, if you guys like to start off, obviously your name, what you do, whether it's like school, work, nothing, or whatever, and a little fun fact about yourself, or as much as you want to go about yourself. So, does anyone like to start off?
Sure, I'll start. Hi, my name's Amy. I just graduated and I am working. So that's what it is. I am currently looking to get into graphic design and meanwhile looking for basically environmental organizations to put my efforts into.
All right. Kemp, Aaron, which one of you wants to go next?
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Kemp. I graduated from UC Irvine. I also just graduated recently. I went into computer science. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, Aaron, it's all you.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm a rising junior at Berkeley, studying bio and sociology. I'm from Bay Area, Oakland. I don't know.
All right, cool. And just a quick introduction for myself, even though most of you are watching from my channel. But if we have anyone that doesn't know me watching from other friends connected, what up? My name is Neon Penalba, like I said earlier. I recently graduated from UC Berkeley, class of 2017, with a BA in geography. And fun fact, let's just say this is going to be an interesting first podcast, and I'm glad for those that are here that you're joining it. And yeah, let's get this podcast going. Um, so first topic we had for the night is what makes us us? So that question can be as broad, deep, or shallow, whatever you want to call it, um, as you want to interpret it. But the way I interpret it, for hopefully like we can discuss it in, is pretty much describing ourselves and what makes us who we are today. That means it's like what has influenced you to have the personality that you have now? What has led you to take the majors that you've taken, graduated with, stuff like that. And then we'll delve deeper into it a little bit later when we get to our second topic of hobbies. So does anyone want to start off first, or do you guys want me to go first?
Or you can just pick and choose.
I wish I had a three-sided coin. But
yeah, I think you should start.
Me? All right. I'll start.
Yes.
I guess. So, a little background for me is that I consider myself an ambivert, which which is both has characteristics of both a introvert and an extrovert. Growing up, I considered myself an introvert, just because I had a lot of trust issues making friends. Like I had some incidences where, because I was just really scared of people growing up a little bit. I didn't have that too many close friends, and extrovert was, I can say, pertained or was attributed to being a part of Key Club actually. Where I broke more out of my shell. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. I was breaking out of my shell. I got to be more spirited, more louder, and I found myself being slightly more comfortable in groups. But that still kind of tired me out as a person who considered more what's the word looking for? More introverted, because it's like, sure, I like being with people, but at the same time, I've often found myself needing to rest up and recharge and find time for myself. So like there's one aspect for myself. And if you guys like can relate to anything, feel free to jump into the conversation. It doesn't have to be like a monologue or anything. So yeah, especially those who are watching on the live stream on Facebook, feel free to comment in the comment section below. I will be looking at that all night as well. So yeah, does anyone? That's one part of myself that I like to start off with. Anyone want to go off?
I mean, I kind of resonate with the Key Club kind of opening up part because honestly, in middle school, well, actually, throughout my whole life, I moved a lot. I moved like once every 1 or 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
actually, ever since I was born.
Oh dang,
And,
that's right.
yeah, so I also like schools. At some point, I moved to a different country, and so there was a language barrier and a culture barrier. So I think I just kind of made myself more introverted, mainly because like I feel like I'm more comfortable as an extrovert, but I was kind of an introvert during those years because I just thought it was easier to not make any friends that I might, just lose contact with a year or two. So going into high school, I was like that, but in high school, relatively, I basically stayed at the same high school despite still moving
Mm-hmm.
and around Oakland this time. And so I was able to open up a bit more club because honestly, I joined because my mom was like, "Hey, you need to go into a good college. You know,
No. I think a lot of us have been there. A lot of
yeah,
us that are really like you gotta pad your stats, you know.
yeah, basically." So I was like, "All right, I'll join Key Club, whatever." And then I joined it, and I was like, "Oh, community service, pretty fun. People are chill." And I eventually got to like break out of that shell I created, and I was like, "Oh shit, nah, I love talking to people. It's fucking great."
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah, Key Club was a good community to like help be more outspoken, I guess, and like and in a sense gain a bit more confidence in who you are.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Camp, Amy, do you guys have any? Or if Aaron, you still have stuff to say, what's up to you guys?
No, I'm good for now.
You can go ahead, Amy.
Okay, so yes, part of what made me who I am today would mostly be the idea of basically just make me fit in, or two, do I really care enough? Like when I was younger, I used to stand out quite a bit, and my mom would always tell me, "Hey, fit in. Why do you have to stand out so much?" So, as I grew up, I kind of saw what the people around me were into. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to force myself to like this. I'm going to make sure that so I can talk to people, so I can make friends, so I don't stand out like a sore thumb. As I got into high school, got really overwhelming. I was like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. It's a lot of stuff for things I don't care about. Like, why I do this, and are these people that I really want to keep around me if I'm just going to keep putting up a front?
Definitely, definitely. I feel you.
School is more of like, okay, you know what? Let's go away from the norm. But even though I thought that went into, I guess, I would say a hipster direction, like, oh, is this popular? Nah, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna like this obscure thing because it makes me feel different. I wasn't completely thinking on my own yet. Popular, it can't be good. So I'm gonna like things that are rare, things that nobody really knows about.
Ah, I see, I see.
Because as I came into college, I just stopped caring if something was like popular or unpopular. Just finding out what I liked and just going along with it. A lot more sense, and it felt liberating to be honest. Like just liking what you like, whether it's like popular or unpopular, just doing what I liked essentially. I'm just repeating the same stuff over and over and over again.
No, but it makes sense. Like it drives the point home that the fact that you don't want to do things that just because other people are doing it. Like you know what I mean? Like you aren't necessarily the type to go with the flow, right? You were literally doing you and doing what made you happier, or at least you tried to, correct? Is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
from.
but it was the experiences of trying to force myself to like things that other people like that I
Oh.
guess changed me.
I think it's
I
kind of,
found.
but I was gonna say that I think it's kind of normal for most people, like,
Yeah,
as
it's definitely normal.
to go through like an imposter syndrome kind of deal, where you just kind of, rather than worry about what you personally want to do or like, you worry about your image because you're like when you grow up, you're like not sure who you are or what you want to do.
I'm
So
pretty sure every high school has gone through that.
yeah. So I think like that's pretty. I would think like it's something most, if not everyone, can relate to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very common occurrence. And to look around on media, I think it might be a little bit worse now. Mostly because we're so exposed to social media and like we're expected to like certain things. We're expected to do you guys remember like you know how fashion goes in waves, right?
Yeah.
And so bulls, giraffes, elephants, and then to me particularly are those hipster glasses.
Wait, what are
Neon lights
hold on,
with,
hold on, time out.
no,
What are hipster glasses? What is that? What does that mean?
okay, so thick frame, black, kind of large, oversized.
Oh, okay, so like
Like it was what they would use for like cute.
so sort of like these, except they were fixed and then they had yellow, white. Okay, I got it,
Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with liking them, but they took something that was, and then they expanded it, and so the people still think that it's a very. I don't know how to say this properly. It's like they still think that it's very unique to a localized group of people, but it's just I don't know.
So it's like sort of like a fad,
How do
is
I
what you're
explain
telling.
this?
Is it like a fad? Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, essentially like
I would say like
a small group, and then they made it very popular, and like I see all these. Oh man, I sound like
I think hipster is definitely the right word, but I'm not sure about like it being a fad.
Okay.
I get what she's trying to say though.
It's just due to like media, a lot of trends are created and they're popular.
Yeah.
Are easily accessible, so a lot of people just end up dressing along like the same standards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like popular is
that.
popularizing something, like that, sort of like that, and then everyone just sort of does it too, sort of.
Yeah, I can see that being like a part of like how people like they grow up and see themselves.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I get you. All right, Kemp, what you
I'm
got for
sorry, I
us?
went off track there.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. That's totally fine. It's free form. If we branch off, we branch off. It's all good. Lena, welcome everyone to the stream um, before we continue. Got a lot of people watching. Double-digit numbers, guys. Woo!
Oh, it's
Anthony
true.
or Mark and Anthony, welcome to the podcast. So that's fine. You guys can curse. It's PG-13, whatever. I don't care. Um, and if you just for future reference, whoever is watching and didn't catch the beginning, it will be recorded and posted on YouTube on my channel later. So, Kemp, go ahead, dude. What makes you you, or what has influenced you?
I think all three of you are in Circle K, right?
Yeah.
Was.
Or we're in Circle K,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm definitely a full-on introvert. I didn't join Circle K, so I wasn't really like I didn't I didn't go to I didn't want to open up to anyone. I still don't.
Hmm.
But I think that's a huge part of who I am. I think like Aaron, I came from a different country too. I was born in the Philippines, and I came here when I was 7 years old. So I think that was in like elementary school. I was a scaredy cat. I was a crybaby as a kid.
No, I feel you. I
Right?
feel you.
I was definitely a crybaby as a kid. I hated all the other kids, and like, if something wrong happened, like I would like not hesitate to cry. Okay.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
fair.
So I mean, like that was me, and then like as I grew up, I wouldn't say. I mean, definitely didn't say the same, but um, it was just hard to open up to people. Like even now I still like rather do indoor activities than like go out and like do other stuff. It's kind of a drag, but I think I mean yeah, that's definitely what an introvert is.
I think that's totally fair to say for everyone, especially like that's how we started off. And I feel like where our stories sort of intertwine or not intertwine are very common with all our stories is like that high school especially and like middle school is definitely one of like the important wouldn't say turning points but very influential points of all our stories or all our lives. Would you say so?
Well, yeah, it's definitely exactly the period of time when kid grows up and goes through to learn what it is to, either mature or just learn more about who they are and like what the world is like. And like the more perspective you gain on yourself or more things you learn about other people and their lives will definitely impact how you react to it and how you rethink and reshape yourself as well.
I think nowadays it's more apparent because people they have more chances to see like others' experience with the internet and stuff. So I feel like even like middle schoolers, like early high school kids are like being exposed to like all these different things, and it's changing them, whether for good or for worse.
Oh, that's true. It's also I think because especially growing up, right? These are your first more or less social interactions outside of your family because school you see these people on a pretty much a daily basis or a weekly basis, so like these are how you build your own social skills with others. And it's like if in the beginning it doesn't work out so well, then it sort of hurts, sort of stings, and that definitely leaves a strong impression on people, like including ourselves. And Kemp, looks like your story has touched the hearts of some of our audience. Anthony Ong
With
and Mark, it's okay. They say they love you, and we got you. So even
with
if you're
hell,
even
get
if
these
you're
guys out of here.
so I mean, I think that's definitely a true statement, especially for me. Um, that's why I feel really defensive and have some like trust issues making new friends because it's just I'm the type to kind of introvert that really needs like that interpersonal connection on a like intimate in terms of like I want to get to know you, and if it doesn't hurt, if we don't get that way and doesn't get along, it sort of gives me rubs me the wrong way, and just like, oh, then I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I people get very impressionable, especially myself, very early on.
What do you mean by impressionable?
Because I mean, like, you're growing up, right? If something doesn't go your way for like multiple, let's say not just the first time, right? For like,
Oh,
let's say the first and maybe even the second time, if a social interaction doesn't go well, then that person might not just well, that person might internalize that and like subconsciously like put that and attribute it to their personality or how they interact socially later. You know what I mean? It's like if let's say you're like a kid, right? And you're trying to make a friend, and the other kid that you're trying to make a friend doesn't like you, and they say no, I don't want to be your friend. You try to ask another person, they don't want to be your friend either. That starts to like build on. You know what I
well,
mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. It's just like no one likes the feeling or the thought that people might not like them or people might not get along with them. But I think it's important to realize that people don't really matter if you are like comfortable with who you are.
I think that's fair to say, but I mean like, yeah, that's totally fair to say. Um, I don't know, Kemp, where'd you go? You still there? Oh well. I don't know. Amy, you have anything to add on to that?
I think I might actually need to type things out now, unfortunately.
Oh,
Would
okay.
you mind? That's okay?
That's totally fine if you want to just type it in the Facebook live chat since that's what I have open right now. That's totally fine. Actually, you can pull it up in the Discord too. And I'll just read it out to everyone. So yeah. I don't know. I think that's such an important thing for um people, especially like, it's especially in today's age where everything is everyone's on social media, right? You have kids in like elementary school, middle school having these smartphones and trying to get on social media. Like, all right, so I got onto Facebook right after middle school, right before high school. Same thing, like I technically had a MySpace in like middle school, but and whatever. But you know what I mean? Like people are on those things and sometimes kids, I'm just going to refer them kids because they're not technically adults or teens or whatever. They don't know how to properly, what's the word I'm looking for? Express themselves towards others in what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for here? Like express themselves towards others in a nice way, and especially towards like social media where you have like um
they don't know how to be discreet.
yeah, there you go. So let's see. So we have Amy. So Amy says, finding acceptance amongst your peers is a normal thing. Yeah, social media does affect how you view yourselves. As much as people want to say that they don't care how many people like their photos and share their posts, they care. In a time where we look to be accepted, i.e., middle school. So that's totally, I think that's totally fair to say. Yeah, I think there you go. I think you said it way better than I could have said it.
Mhm.
So,
No, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, looking back at it, I remember a lot of times when people said like, "Hey, well, like they don't care about this, they don't care about that," but it's just like in reality, they probably cared a lot. And there's probably times when I've done it too.
definitely, definitely. Amy's saying people are influenced by magazines and celebrities, and a lot of magazines use sex as an appeals. Oh, sex appeal growing up.
Oh
That's
my god.
that's an interesting point to prove as well.
It's
Pe-
cute.
it's cute.
It's cute. It's cute.
So what happens? Kids try to grow up faster. People trying to have sex, do drugs, drink alcohol, all that crap. I think Aaron, Aaron, can you attest? I feel like you have something to say or you've experienced. Would you? I feel
It's
like
not even okay. Okay, slow down there. I don't know what you mean by experience or
I don't
anything,
know. Like I don't know.
but
I feel like you're excited to say something. You're
Oh,
no,
this guy's
I'm
lit,
just
dude.
I'm just like since you're talking about just like get tight, get lit.
I don't know.
Like
We're all right. So that brings up the question. Like, hold on. Amy's continuing saying kids grow up faster and they look to like photos and to post and shape their online presence. This isn't always the case, but a case that occurs often enough to be considered an example. So yeah, I think that's totally fair. Lol.
for sure, it's true because of like social media and all that. Kids often aware of their social standing, their social status because of social media and just networks as a whole. They become aware of like who they are and like what they should be to be accepted or be wanted or anything as a friend or as something more. And regarding growing up too fast, the thing is kids are like there's also an attitude from adult towards children where when children do want to children want to be independent, obviously, because when you're always taken care of, you think you're growing up. It's something you want to be able to take advantage of, like doing things on your own. And when a lot of adults tend to, do or like kind of just like ignore that idea, it's kind of suppressed. And then the moment the child has a chance to like say, "Oh, I'm an adult," they start doing something stupid or something that's obviously not they're not ready for, which is again where the whole like sex appeal of wanted to be grown up and wanted to do drugs or like all that shit comes from. Wait, am I allowed to say shit?
That's fine. That's totally fine with me.
Yeah, and
Please.
going up too quickly, which does happen a lot now, again because of the internet, is that people become cynical. Like it's super easy to be cynical when you realize how much how many bad things happen to the world and to people who don't deserve it, and including to yourself because of your own experiences. And I think that affect anyone growing up to like if they grow up too fast, they just automatically it's more likely for them to be cynical.
That's true. That's true. And then we have in the chat, Anthony Young brings up a good question that to help point out, continue on onto this topic. So he asked, so when is the right time for a child to start being exposed to adult things? So basically, in simpler terms, basically being exposed to the real world. Because like Amy has said, it's on social media, it's on advertisements and stuff like that everywhere. What and you can't it's difficult for people to shield their children from it so often, you know what I mean? It's like you have all these websites, it's like, oh, it's um you need your parents' permission and stuff like that. It's like, but if you know how if a kid is smart, you know how to make your own email and stuff. You don't need parental supervision or permission. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. And then
I mean, again, you have to define exactly what adult things are. Is it just overall independence or the ability to like do well in that social world?
that's fine. No, I get
And
you.
like,
And then Amy has
All right,
typed. Oh, are
wait,
you
hold on,
good?
hold on. I got my mic working a little bit.
Okay.
So basically, to answer that question, I think when children have the maturity to know if they can handle the consequences of their adult actions, like of what they do.
the thing is for the thing is for a child or for any individual to
Mm-hmm.
get the maturity,
It's like,
have to be exposed to it before it. We mature from our experiences and that's just how it is.
I mean, wait, hold on a second. learning the facts, like knowing what could happen. Obviously, you can't prepare for every type of situation. But actually, when I was tutoring for an elementary school, do you know what they asked me about? Do you know what they asked me about?
Go.
And they asked me about drugs. And they obviously have no idea. They no general idea, like, oh yeah, it feels good for both things. And they don't the negative sides of it. Like, can they handle it? Like, when I was younger,
Wait,
and
wait,
I
wait, 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 wait,
in middle
wait,
school, yeah, go on.
were you saying elementary schools are asking about this, or who was asking
Yeah.
about this?
They're asking
Elementary
about
schools?
sex and drugs.
Dang, what the hell?
That's pretty funny.
Like that is actually pretty funny, but at the same time,
They thought
realistically,
they were being
yeah.
funny. Kind of.
Like,
For me, I thought it showed like they don't consequences that could happen with those actions.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it shows that they're like uninformed, that you know, they don't actually know what could happen. But like it goes back to the point that you were saying, like, if they know the consequences, if they know what things could actually happen, if they do this or if they do that, I mean, maybe they could be exposed to it at an earlier stage or something like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it would also be the type of exposure, because exposure can also be experiences or just information, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exposure.
but go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, exposure is just, any knowledge about it, as long as it's like,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
long as
but I mean, at the same time, I'm not gonna tell like this like 7-year-old.
Wait, what?
This is what.
Wait, you lagged.
Sorry,
Say that again. Say that
I'm
again.
going back.
So say that again. Sorry, you lagged out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You said
so,
you said
like,
a 7-year-old telling a 7-year-old.
I'm not gonna say 7. Hey, this is what drugs are. All right. I'm not gonna tell them that. There's like a push and pull kind of effect with these kinds of like exposing information to like the younger audience.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, honestly, this bleeds into like mainly parental, like, relationships between parents and the children. It's just that if the parent was able to establish a very healthy and that promotes communication about anything without undermining how the child feels, even if the parent doesn't directly tell the kid about drugs, or if the kid hears about it, they generally would be able to feel trust their parent enough and feel okay to ask these things. And I think that's a safe way to like expose a kid to what it is, through the fact that, oh, you don't have to do it to know what it is. If you trust your parents enough and they know enough, they can tell you through like mutual respect and mutual communication. But the thing is, a lot of parents don't do that. They will always,
Go ahead. Keep going.
yeah, like a lot of parents don't treat their kids with like that kind of level of respect, or like have that thorough communication. The kids always either ignored or undermined. And if it's always like that, why would you bother asking your parents anything if they're just going to ignore it or just like question? And then that's what will eventually lead to a kid having to find out by trying to get with the crowd and just sound cool even though they have no idea what it is, or like through certain circumstances actually experience whatever they are talking about.
I think.
And like in that sense, it can be extremely dangerous. It can be extremely dangerous to have to do that. Like, honestly,
No. I think that's
yeah.
totally fair. I think that's totally fair. So now that we've established like that kids definitely are impressionable both from their family, from their peers, and whatever situation they're put in. So do we all basically agree on that point? Yes.
Yeah, I think you brought up a really important point about your relationship with your parents. I think that's like really important because, I mean, like, from my perspective, my parents are just like, they're just strict. They tell me like no to everything, and I could have easily ended up being one of those kids like at the streets, like doing drugs or like slinging weed. But
Oh, I see.
yeah, hey, luckily I'm not though.
I
I mean, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, my bad, Ron.
No, no, no. But
You know,
I was gonna say the same thing. Like I had strict parents. But that's what goes back to the initial questions. Like that's what helped, what made me initially introverted. I didn't have as many experiences, period, to go outside of the house to, um, further my social interactions with others. So I mean, it could be, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? It can give, it can take away, and it can be both good and bad. So it just has so many sides to it that it just ultimately depends on the person's situation growing up, because there's so many different variables in my opinion, because you know what I mean. um
yeah,
so I think
sure.
trying to pry into it too much is a little too much right now. So
I mean, we can just then we can like I mean, this is a podcast, and we can all really honestly, with this topic in mind, go back to the first question of what made us us. Just how you and Kemp talked about. Oh, we had strict parents, thus either less interaction or had no felt no need or want to even communicate to our parents. And
No, I think
yeah,
that's fair. But I think,
yeah,
all right, so let's just take this into a different direction. Let's move on to the second topic then. So just slightly change the where this conversation is going. So along with those influences growing up, right? Like how has that influenced, like what kind of hobbies and activities that you've taken and partake in now growing up? Like let's say for example in myself, I became a very um gamer-esque kind of personality. I looked up because I grew up with video games. I grew up with the Nintendo 64, a Sega Genesis, and a Nintendo GameCube. So stuff like that. Like since I didn't go out much, I became a gamer. I was introduced to that kind of environment of I like games. I'm gonna continue with that as I grow up, and like here I am now with a gaming PC, recording gameplay for a YouTube channel and streaming. So it's like, how do you guys? Can you like give me some of your personal experiences and how your kind of hobbies, how you grew into them, or who introduced you into that kind of situation? Anyone? Go ahead. Take
uh,
that as you may.
okay. Well, for me, I really only started focusing on hobbies pretty late, like middle schoolish, like maybe middle school. And that's because basically through it, there's no real hobby. You're either just at school or you're just kind of watching TV or and like being a mindless show. And that's not really a hobby. That's just kind of a kid literally not knowing what they want to do, so you just kind of do it. A
Hmm.
hobby is when you develop a significant interest in something for your own personal reason. That's
That's
my definition.
that's totally fair. That's your own like groundwork, foundation for the
So,
definition. I think that's something to definitely bounce off of. So yeah.
so for me, like what I considered a hobby probably first starts off as just it's a very simple hobby. I just like listening to music. And I'm sure a lot of people do. And for me, I grew up playing piano. I know that is not a hobby. That was a chore that my mom made me do, and so I was very against music at that point. And so I ended up listening to a lot of rap, a lot of pop, R&B, and like I listened to a lot of music, and I think it was just that initial rejection of classical that drove me to like many different genres of music. So I can't even say I like a specific genre of music because I think every genre has good songs and really bad songs. That's one hobby, but I also ended up doing martial arts as a hobby because it was just I was bored and then I felt like there was a lot of time that I was just wasting and could be doing anything. We had friends that played basketball or friends that gamed or did sports. I didn't really get to game a lot because my mom was like, that will kill your brain cells. It's not good for you. And I was, but one thing she was willing to do was to put me into some kind of physical activity. And so I just wanted to do martial arts since I thought, self defense would be Mainly, I mean, like, I usually
Okay,
I
okay,
was bullied when I was younger, so I was like, self-defense would be cool.
okay. So, quick question: would you say you would take self-defense on your own choice, but like by your own decision, or would you? Would you think if your parents didn't take you there that you would have taken an interest on it anyways? Like, would you attribute it to yourself, or would you mostly attribute it to your parents taking you? I'm not saying like a completely, because obviously you have like an interest in it now, but I'm just saying like what do you consider influence you more into taking it as a hobby, your parents or yourself?
It was mainly me because even if my mom wasn't okay with me, uh, at the time I felt driven enough to still want to reach out and learn. And
Hmm.
honestly, like I can confidently say it's all that hobby was me since a couple years later I did suffer an injury from martial arts
Oh, I see, I see.
that messed with that it actually ended up pinching a nerve and severed like tore a ligament for a bit,
Damn.
fractured bones. And the thing is, like my mom after that was like, I don't want you doing martial arts ever. And I felt that at that point, I'm not even sure if it was because of my history with it or just my personal want to continue doing it.
I
And that's
think
why I consider it a hobby.
I think that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Amy, Kemp, you guys want to? Which one of you wants to go?
Dang, it feels bad. I also wanted to do martial arts. I think I was like 11 or 12. I really wanted to take Taekwondo as a kid.
Hey, I did too.
And yeah, I really wanted to. I did it for like 2 months, and my parents were like, "Nope, there's more important things to do."
Mm.
And that's how Taekwondo ended. Feels
Okay,
bad, man.
let me just step in real quick. I took Taekwondo for a total of 3 weeks because it was free. My parents were like, "You should try it." Um, all you got to do is pay like it's like $25 for like the I don't know what it's called, the martial art uniform thing.
The uniform, the gi.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
gi.
gi.
Yeah, yeah. Took it for 3 weeks, or is it something like that? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I dropped it because we don't want to pay for lessons anymore. But
I
yeah,
think
I mean, but
I think
that's just me. That's another story of like, could I gotten into it? Maybe if I wanted to, but I don't
yeah,
know. That I think. Well, we'll get back to that one later. So, Kemp, Amy,
yeah,
Kemp, you're
yeah.
just bouncing off of that. If you want to continue on with your hobbies, go ahead.
Oh, my hobbies right here. Yeah, I like anime. I,
Hell
I got
yeah,
into it.
dude.
Oh,
I
Camp
think I
Neuron.
met
Wait,
Amy. I think I met Amy in like Anime Expo.
wait,
I don't know
Camp,
if she
Camp
remembers.
Neuron.
Oh yes, Aaron, you have a question.
What's up?
Just kind of perspective. Like, I'm not sure what communities you two grew up in, but I think one of the reasons my mom was more open to me taking martial arts, or at that point, any organization or organized like activity, was during that time uh, I moved around a lot, and so I honestly didn't have a lot of friends,
Oh,
and also
I see. That's fair.
the places I moved around to weren't the safest places to be.
So you had other factors that led into the decision of you getting into it, is what you're saying.
Uh, it's not me getting into it, but more me being allowed to do it in the first place.
Oh, I get you. I get you. All right, cool, 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 cool.
I don't want to pay for it, or I think you have better things to do. For me, my mom 24/7. Like I barely saw
Mm,
her.
that's fair.
She knew that like she was worried that if I didn't have anything to do,
Mhm.
she like she reads these or hears these from like whatever tabloids or magazines or newspapers. She
Oh my
doesn't want me
gosh.
ending up on the streets. So
That's
she was more than happy to like to some place to do something. And I picked
Mm.
martial arts, so that was
Oh,
it.
okay, that makes sense. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for me when I was taking Taekwondo. I think normally my mom wouldn't she wouldn't have like let me do that either. But like our neighbors at the time, there are like close family friends now. Um, their daughter was doing Taekwondo too, and she'd already been doing it for a while, so they let me do it too. But
Oh, so
then
okay.
yeah, and yeah, 2 months later, rip.
All right, Camp. So what is behind you, dude? What you're going on? What's behind you that you're trying to show us?
Well, I like anime. That's it. I mean, I got into it in middle school. Um, you know Hakeem. Aaron, Amy. I don't think you guys know my friend Hakeem, but he got me into anime. It's his fault.
It's his fault. You're gonna blame him. It's his fault. He's not the reason. He's the fault, dude. He's to blame.
It's his fault. Yeah, I'll put it that way. But
Or a blessing, though.
Is it a blessing or is it a curse, dude?
It's a blessing in disguise. That's what it is.
Or no, or is it a blessing disguise or is it just a curse in your face? It's not even in disguise.
It'll be a curse on the surface, but like in the end, I know I love it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really like anime. I think I remembered. I really got into Bleach, and
Hey.
I just came back from the Philippines, and like I was jet lagged, so I didn't know what to do. So I ended up watching Bleach for like a whole day until I fell asleep, and then like that's pretty much how I got into anime. And like, look at me now. Oh my god. It's horrible.
He's really rethinking every life decision that involved anime at this point.
No, it's mostly the money, honestly.
Alright, I'm not even gonna ask in front of all these people how much you spent, so it's up to you if you want to keep going, or Amy, do you want to go?
Honestly, I think like liking anime is just it's maybe who I am. Like I said earlier that I was like a huge introvert that you know I'd rather just stay indoors and do stuff. But like, I mean, you know, man, you gotta like force me out of my house to do things. Like I won't like want to do something unless it's like.
Okay. Well, yeah, and unless it involves anime, it involves food, or I have to drag Kemp out to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Or all of the other two, all three of the above. Sometimes I have to drag him to some anime place with food.
Stuff like that, but you know, I mean, that might just be me being lazy or whatever, but for the most part, I think liking anime has been a huge part of like me being like an introvert.
Okay, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
I mean, yeah, that's my biggest hobby.
All right, Amy, what you got? What hobbies you into? Okay. Oh, it looks like she's gonna be typing it out. So, her hobbies are art and dance. I got into them because her mom signed her up for classes. Oh. Other than that, you don't know. But the question is, as far as your own hobbies, did you enjoy them, or does it go back to the original story of you forced yourself to like it because no one else was doing it? Oh, you liked it. All right, so that's good. So it turned out for the better, and that's good. That's good. And danced for 14 years until college. Oh, dang. That's actually really long. Kemp, how long have you been into anime? Since you came from the Philippines, right?
11, 12, almost 12 years now.
12 years. Aaron, how long were you into martial arts?
Like 7.
Okay. Dang. And then Amy says, I continue to find ways to dance through salsa club and Zumba classes. As for arts, I've always been sketching, finding ways to express life on paper. That's true. You do a lot of portraits. She says it's freaking lit.
It's lit.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. It's your hobbies. You enjoy it. You can't just be kidding that it's not lit. So.
Dang, I have the perfect show for you.
So yeah, I think that's totally fair. And Amy also says, but it's great just being able to create something out of nothing is wonderful. I think that's totally true. That's why I'm kind of jealous that you like I completely, I don't say envy, But I totally have mad respect for anyone with like art skills, because like I can't do that kind of stuff. I got the power, is what she says. I got the power. All right. And then so we have some Anthony Ong from the audience has talked about this about a couple minutes ago. He says, I never got to do Taekwondo because my dad said he did it, and he wanted to have him do something that's not Taekwondo. So see, there's another attribute of your living situation. It's because it's that anime thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this because my parents did it. It was the reverse. The parents was like, I did it. You should do something else.
I didn't. I didn't even do Taekwondo. I did Muay Thai.
No, but it just like it's for reference.
That sounds cool.
That sounds like more intense actually.
That sounds way better than Taekwondo, honestly.
Sing it. Oh shit. That wasn't something I was supposed to read. I think, let's see. I mean, if you guys have like any other hobbies that you think you can attribute to, other than me being a gamer, I think for me one of my hobbies was, let's see, like I would say Aaron too, as in terms of like music. I really like music, especially like rock and stuff like that, punk, alternative stuff like that. But I never had like the full body coordination or patience to learn a full instrument. All I could do was like sing decently well. So other than singing and like joining choir at my church and like singing in the shower or singing at home, as Amy's trying to make me sing I Got the Power, um, I recently, just literally recently, just this past month, let's say 3 weeks ago, I started learning how to play bass, electric bass.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's that. It's like it's not as old as some other people, but like, but I can attribute that to my sister. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is my sister's bass that she got from her uncle, and then she doesn't play as much. So I asked her if I could borrow it, and I'm learning pretty decently. So it's all about that bass. Damn right. So I think there's other things. There's been other reasons or hobbies that you've picked up more recently, that you can think of. It doesn't have to be super recent as like mine, which is like a month ago. It's also because bass is easier because it's technically just one note all the time. You just got to move your fingers a little bit more. It's like Guitar Hero, but bigger, more intense. How about you guys? Any other hobbies that you wouldn't say the biggest hobbies, but something you enjoy doing on the side that even if you're not super good at it, you know what I mean?
A new hobby I picked up in college was dance. Yeah, because in college I didn't really have an outlet to do martial arts or play sports, to be honest, and I was just like, wow, my body kind of needs to be active in some shape or form, and so one of the biggest dance organizations on campus, which was fun, and so I stayed in it and just kept dancing basically. So yeah.
Nice. So you got into dance too. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I technically also got into dance. Shout outs to Eminem and JB and Josh Sanchez, whatever. Yeah, cool. And Mark Oliva, you guys helped me teach me how to dance. And Aaron, whatever. The dancing, very small. All right. Camp Amy, either of you two want to go? Any other smaller hobbies that you have on the side that isn't on the back of your room? What the hell?
Stop looking.
Stop looking at my collection.
Stop looking.
Oh my god, are you gonna do this?
Stop looking.
Stop looking. I don't know. Amy, do you want to go? Do you have any other things? Amy says show all the figurines.
Oh no. I'll show you one more later, maybe.
Okay, Amy says her other smaller hobby is making stuffed animals socks. Stuffed animals auto socks? Oh, she's also just saying in caps because she can't speak right now. She says, "Embrace your otaku. Do it out of socks." Oh, making stuffed animals out of socks. I was like, "Otta." It's like, is that like ghetto for otter? It was spelled Otta. I was like, Otta socks? What?
Yo, Thug, you seen the auto down the street?
Yo, you see that auto down
It's full.
Nah, dog, the auto street, you know, not that street, the auto street. No, no. Oh, that's cool. Like, so you have art skills outside of just drawing and painting on paper, like things on paper. That's really, man. I'm like so jealous. Jeez, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon, Oddish Street, the Oddish. All right, Kemp, what you got? What you got for me, dog?
I would say it's like I don't really call it a hobby, but like how Aaron listens to music. I think recently or like in college, I've been listening to like podcast kind of material. I've been listening to that like more often than I thought I'd ever do
Hmm.
because I think just in general, I like listening to people talk.
That's totally fair. I hope
Yeah.
people also enjoy us talking.
I
As mu-
definitely do at least.
Yeah, dude. What do you listen to? NPR?
Yeah, NPR.
For
shit
real,
like
you
that,
listen to
honestly.
NPR? Holy crap! Me
Yeah.
and my other friends were talking about that the other day. Be like, oh, Neuron, you're gonna have your podcast. Is it gonna be like NPR audio only? Are you gonna have it on SoundCloud? I'm
I
like,
mean,
what
like,
the hell?
yeah, stuff like that, like stuff like the Rooster Teeth podcast, like their shows,
Oh,
League of
right.
Legends
That's
when the
true.
dive,
The dive, yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, I
That's
think
fair.
podcasts are really interesting.
We have some people in the chat. I just wanted to give a quick read. Is Joanna? Yeah, it's, St. Philomena Youth Ministry Choir. That was a choir I was part of when I said I sang with music. Um, no, Anthony, I will not give you a live rendition of bass. You can't hear it anyways on my mic. And he also says, Camp, you're getting exposed.
Oh, dude, I wasn't trying to hide it. It's all right.
That's fair. That's fair. So, all right. So now we have like a couple minutes, and we've all talked about some of our hobbies, who we are. So let's see how this all wraps up by playing a quick couple minutes of the game. Will you press the button? Are
Wait,
you?
I thought we were. All right,
No, no,
continue.
no. The topic is it's basically the same thing. I couldn't think of the $1,000,000 question, but it's basically the same concept. Would you do this? But, and then another condition. So, now that we know each other a little bit more, you know what we got into our hobbies, who we consider ourselves to be, and I hope people who are watching also think about what has made them who they are today and what has caused them to enjoy their hobbies. Now we're going to play this game. Will you press the button? So the first situation is you can have anything you want. One thing, real or fictional, but owning that object is not legal. And if you're caught holding it, you will have a hefty sentence in prison. So,
When you say holding it, you mean with
or
my
no, like
hand?
you are
Can you
caught.
repeat
You are
that
caught. All right. So
Can you repeat the second half of that?
the second half is like so you have one object, real or fictional, just one, whatever it may be. But if you are caught by like authorities in that you have possession of it, whether you're holding it, it's at your home or whatever, right? There will be consequences by a long prison sentence.
Again, do you mean holding like with your hand or
No,
holding
just like it's clearly obvious that you own the object. Like it's either in your home, it's in your car, it fits in your pocket, whatever. You're holding it. The fact that you own it and the authorities can tell that you have it, then yeah. So Amy says, "Nah, I'm taking it with me. I'm picking the item. No paper traces. It's invisible. It teleports." That's broken. What the hell? That's cheating.
I'm gonna go old school and say the Monkey King staff.
But then you can never extend it because if you extend it too long, someone's gonna report you.
The thing is, drink is such a
Oh,
quick time
that's
that
that's fair.
I could like extend it just long enough to hit someone really quickly and then shrink it back that no one really sees what happened.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. All right, that's within the rules. All right, Kemp. Or no, Amy, you have to other than it being invisible and it can teleport and possibly break, what is what? So you both say yes. So to the question, yes.
Yeah, I
The
do
rules
it.
are it can be real, it can be fictional, whatever. Those are the rules. That's it. All right, Kemp. All right, so they both say yes. Would you
Wait,
press the button?
Oh, okay. We're
It's
pressing
like
the
would you press the
button.
button? It's not describing what the object is. It's just would you press the button? And you have to think about it because what kind of object would you?
Wait, why am I pressing this button again? Holy
You
shit.
can have any one object in the world, real or fictional. But if you press the button, if you're caught having it, then you hefty sentence.
Oh, so it's okay.
So would you
So
press the button to get that one object?
oh, oh man, I think this is just about like.
How good you are at concealing your object?
No, I mean like yeah, I have to do that and then like taste. Honestly, like how extravagant is your taste?
Oh my god, Amy. So why can't my standards be just part of a fictional object? Infinite stat dice? Dice that improve my stats by different increments? That's broken. It has no downside. Alright, so is that a yes, Kemp?
That follows the
No,
rules.
And yes, I've been reading dice. I love comic. But the thing is, I'm not hiding it. Like, and there are downfalls. Like this dice can be found by other people, but that is the type of object that I would for.
Okay. So you'd say yes, alright. Okay. Kemp. So Kemp, other than myself, Kemp, what would you press the button? Yes or no?
Dang man, I probably think about this. Honestly, I feel like I want too many things. I don't think I could
Just
hide
one
in
thing
it.
though. It's one thing. Singular.
Honestly, probably no.
No.
I
All
don't think
right.
I could. The one thing I really want, I don't think I could hide it.
What is it? Just if I
Oh,
might ask.
okay. Hell no.
No. All right. It's probably like a dildo, but no, I'm kidding. Sorry. So just for
Yeah.
reference, 72% of people say yes, and the other percent, 28, say no. So that's an interesting one. I would say yes. I would pick like freaking like a mighty like a Power Ranger morpher, so they don't even know it's me. All right. So, all right.
Dude, in back of my mind, in back of my mind, I was thinking it was like a $1 million butt question, but it's not. So.
But it's not. It's similar. So it's like different scenarios. All right, we'll go to like two more, and then we'll call it good, done for the podcast. So we have, you can read people's minds, but people will, when you read their minds, they will know that you did it.
Like, they know as you're reading their mind, or after you're done, they will be like, wait a minute.
It says they will know when you do it. So in the act.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Okay, how well can you control that?
I don't know
How well can you control that power? Do you have full control over it?
You have full control. You have full control. You choose when you want to read it, but when you do use it, the person whose mind you're reading will know that you're reading it.
Okay, that is very difficult, but I feel like if that's gonna happen, and I say yes, I should go into interrogation, because in that way I can
abuse your power. Dang. Okay.
I'm helping.
Okay, not abusing, making the most out of it. There you go. Let's put it in that kind of light.
Yes.
All right, so that's fair. So you say yes, go into interrogation. All right.
Because in that way, like my loved ones, like they'll know that I trust them a lot because I have the ability to read their minds, and they would know that I'm reading their minds. So by me not reading their minds, it shows a lot of trust.
Okay, that's fair.
And also think about it. When you're playing games together, co-op games, like.
No, if I think about it, that means you're gonna read my mind. All right. We get it. All right. So synchronization. Synchronization. This is like freaking What's that one mech movie? That one Americanized mech movie. Pacific Rim. There you go. You sync minds with the other person using the pilot. All right. There you go.
Have you seen that bicycle anime? Maybe that's how they talk.
Oh God. It's like if I don't think Gavin's watching it, but Kuroko no Basket, freaking Team Zone. I don't know if Kemp you watch it. Team Zone. All right, Aaron, Kemp, you guys want to hear your answers.
And this is easy. I definitely do this one.
Okay, that's easy. Aaron,
I don't care. I don't care what drawback there is.
what'd you say, Aaron? We didn't hear you.
Probably not.
That's fair. So we have yeses and we have nos. So we have 70% say yes, 30% say no. So I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to do this one. I think the only people that wouldn't want to do this one are the ones that are afraid to like know what others like think about themselves or whatever.
The thing is, when I think about reading someone else's mind and knowing, and they'll know I read their mind, the first thing I can think of is a lawsuit.
You're an invasion of privacy.
Yeah,
No, it's like what do you need? Like you need like a warrant
would they
from the
prove it?
police. That's where Amy comes in.
Yeah,
She comes with a warrant. I'm here to read your mind.
and like the issue is like with my own personality, I'm like I get distracted pretty easily. And so I'll probably be reading someone's mind without realizing I was reading their mind.
But you have full control over it. That means you have a switch that can go on and off, and you control that switch.
Yeah.
It's like
That's true.
turning on
Yeah.
a light to a room.
Like you use it when you want to.
Like, what if I'm not aware I'm using it? Because I've done
Oh, like
a lot of things.
like subconsciously, you're just like, I
unaware
wonder
of
what that
me.
person's thinking about me, just low key, and then it's like, oh shit, they know, right? Like that is that what you're saying?
Something like that. Not even thinking about me, just wonder what's in that person's head. Oh shit, whoops. And then that's it.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, I guess at that point it's. No, I mean, I think it still goes to how you control your power. Right? If you have full total control over it, and you only do it when you absolutely want to.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's
honestly,
easy.
at that point, I don't see a reason to want it in the first place. Because then I'm like, I just
Yeah, and you may not want it, but it is an asset that can be used to your benefit. You may not think of the possibility now, but you can use it in the future.
I know, like when people ask these like what superpower questions you want, I always go with this one, the reading others' minds.
Really?
Yeah.
It'd be to if I had enough vampire, it would be to control atoms and choose what state they would be in.
Oh man, this is accelerator or something.
Basically, solid, liquid, gas. Like, can you imagine how
just
trippy
matter manipulation.
goes to the floor?
You like controlling vectors at that point.
All right.
That's really complicated.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Last one. This is close enough to $1 million question. You make $800,000 a year.
Nice.
Annually. But you have to work at a crappy McDonald's cash register for the rest of your life. I say yes. That's hands down yes, dude.
All right.
It looks like we're going to McDonald's, dude.
Let's fucking go.
You want a McChicken dog? Hell yeah.
Filet-O-Fish Fridays. Let's go.
Filet-O-Fish Friday.
What are your hours?
Actually.
Since you're working
Do you
cash
work for
register,
1 hour, or do you work for the entire shift?
I assume it's you have to work a regular 8-hour shift, 5 days a week.
Oh, just fucking do it, dude.
Dude, I'd do it. $800,000. I wouldn't care at working McDonald's as long as I'm not like working at a really bad McDonald's where like someone like punches me or stabs me in the face. $800,000 a year, and you'd be like, how much money do you make? $800,000 a year plus whatever you're making from cash register.
Sounds easy, man.
That sounds easy. I'd say yes. So Kemp says yes. Aaron, Amy, that's all you know.
Easy.
Oh.
The thing is, it's likely that I would want to do it, but it's extra likely I'll be fired.
No, but it says for the rest of okay, it's for the rest of your life. You technically cannot get fired. Technically.
Oh, then okay.
So you're gonna do it anyways.
I really don't know. I don't even know.
You're probably thinking of like the worst McDonald's you've ever been to, huh?
Like, it's not even that. It's like I'm thinking about like if I get used to spending $800K a year and I get used to a luxury lifestyle, right? Going to a McDonald's to work that demeaning job just feels worse.
Oh, so $800,000 isn't enough for you to work at McDonald's still.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting,
because like
interesting. You have standards for yourself. I think that's
Yeah,
fair. I think that's totally
damn, dude.
fair.
it's
I
more
feel
like just quality of life. It's like why people want alimony, you know? It's like
Why people
after
want alimony? What kind of analogy is that, dude?
no,
What
no,
the
no, think about
hell?
it. Think about it. Listen. Okay, people want alimony because they're like, oh, I'm used to this certain quality of life. You depriving it of me is like not right, you know. And if
Okay.
you make 100K a year, you're gonna have a pretty good quality life. If you get used to that quality life, going to work at a McDonald's just feels terrible.
I think
Wait,
that's
I mean, at the same
Ron,
time, you don't have to have that quality. I mean, just because you have
Ron,
800K doesn't mean like
But then what's the point of actually making that 800K if you're not making use of that to improve your quality of life?
Oh, no, that's
wait a
fair. That's
second.
fair. What's up?
Wait a second. Okay, so since you haven't said it's hey, you're gonna be working at this McDonald's, fine. I invest my money into that McDonald's to make it less crappy, to make it more
Yeah, there. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that
see
too.
that.
I'm gonna invest into
I make
the
it
McDonald's.
fit my standard of living. I
Yeah.
use my money to invest into that McDonald's, make it better, make everything better, but keep the price the same so people still keep coming in. Make everything nice, make it comfortable for me to work,
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna make the
for
freaking
myself to work
nicest
there.
cash register ever, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You think about it. You don't have to use it just on
I'm
yourself.
making
The fact you're making eight
a ton
hundred
of money
thousand
per month.
dollars a year. How much is that a month? You're making
And
more
if
than
this is
$100,000 a month, dude.
like
Sorry, not
for
100,000.
every single
50,000.
for every 2 weeks, that's enough money to improve a lot of stuff about that
Yeah,
McDonald's.
dude. That's.
And like,
I.
heck, it might not even end up being a McDonald's. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna
It's not gonna be a McDonald's anymore.
this.
If it's no longer McDonald's, does it still apply?
No.
You never said I had a credit
I'm
card for
just
McDonald's.
I'm just like thinking it's just like you set up like a school for like these people who want to
Hold
work at
on, time out.
McDonald's.
Oh, wait,
and, like,
I just like how you start off with that.
wait,
In
wait,
fact-
wait, wait, wait,
All right,
wait,
go ahead,
wait,
go,
wait, wait, wait.
go.
And these guys that come out of the school, they work as McDonald's, but these guys they serve you like they're like working at Chick-fil-A or something.
All
Oh,
right.
this sounds like a lit idea.
Dude, that's
Money is
not.
the
That's pretty
standard.
good. That's pretty good.
Yes.
That's a good one. All right.
Best that you're given to make the place you're working better.
All
Okay.
right. I think we've had different perspectives on how we take this question, how you'd use your money despite your job. So with that, I think we're gonna close this podcast real soon. I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching the podcast this entire time. I'd like to thank these three wonderful guests for coming onto the show: Aaron, Amy, and Kemp. Maybe you'll see them in the future. Maybe not. Who knows if they want to come back? If I reinvite them, who knows? But thank you for making this episode 1 a good one, in my opinion. I think it was pretty good. It was really fun, other than technical difficulties when we were starting late. So if Aaron, Amy, and Kemp, if you guys have any final words, we'll go down in that order. Anything in 30 seconds. Aaron, go.
Dude, it's so hot. I cannot wait to take off my shirt when this is over.
Holy shit! I want to open my windows.
Can't wait your turn. Just kidding. All right, Aaron, thank you. It has been hot recently. Today was a very hot day in California. Amy, how about you?
Alright, I'll keep it short and sweet. Bye, thank you for watching. Alright, I'm gonna hang up.
Okay, Kemp, hold on. You can't hang up yet. The
I
podcast's
wanna
not
go
over.
play D&D, man!
Man, your D&D can just wait. Just like 2 minutes. Calm down. Your dice can dice roll. All right, Kemp, go. Final words.
Yeah, I definitely know that feel of wanting to play D&D. Oh, you guys watch next time, all right? I'll try to be there.
All right, cool. With that said, thank you
Bye.
everyone for being on the podcast. We appreciate you watching, and I appreciate everyone. And if you haven't already, like I said, this podcast will also be on YouTube, posted later this week. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you want to join the conversation, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everything that you do and all the help that you've given me and all the support. And with that said, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Bye!
Can we hang up yet?
Okay, you guys can hang up now.
Bye,
Bye.
bye guys,
Nice
nice
meeting
meeting
you.
you.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, you guys gotta leave Discord.
Oh wait.